Alrighty, guys, this is Snugsonblitz, and I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. And what Christmas would be complete in the Blitz universe without some auction tanks? So I figured I would jump on and do a quick update to this week's tanks because one new tank was added to the list. I wasn't going to do one because I thought tanks were pretty pathetic. However, one tank did get added today, and I thought, you know what? I better jump on and give you my thoughts and see where the other tanks stand at present. Well, as I said, the T55A and the TL7120 have not even come close to selling out. I mean, look at that. Only 100 or so tanks of the T55 have been sold, and less than 500 of the TL7. I mean, they're getting down to respectable prices, but yeah, they won't sell out. They just won't. So just let this price drop and drop and drop. I mean, I think 6K or 5K would be a fair price for these tanks. Sorry, but that's my opinion. They're just not very good tanks. The M4 Yo, as I said, it's not going to sell out. It's going to drop down to 57.50, and I think that's going to be the last price. It seems that's what they're doing for generally recent Tier 8 tanks if they're decently strong and not unpopular tanks. Unlike the IS-3 Defender, which is going to drop down to 4,500, and that's probably going to be its last price. I would not recommend either of these tanks. Sorry. The Yo is dull, and the IS-3 is a shell of what it used to be. It used to be a dominant tank. It's just a collectible, really, for somebody who hasn't got it, but there's just better tanks out there. I'll just give them a solid pass. How about the Lycan? Well, it's dropped down to 5,000. I mean, it's a good tank. I mean, we got it for as part of the Halloween event a few years ago for I think $10. I mean, just wait till the last day. It's not selling out, not even close. 4,000 would be nice, but I think it's going to stop at 5,000. So if you want to get it, I guess. I mean, it's decently strong in Tier 7. No argument there, but it's just getting long in the tooth. But these are the tanks I really want to talk about, and we have a few others, stragglers, shall we say. But the Kampfpanzer 07RH, the spooky when you add the legendary camo, which is on 50% sale, I did notice just a few minutes ago. So if you've been wanting to pick up the legendary camos for your tanks, today is the day to do it. Check that out in the store. I might pick up one or two. It does look nice in your garage, I must say. I expect this to drop down to 65, and then we have the day after that, 57.50. I think that would be the final price for this, just like the Yo. T28 Concept is actually a strong tank, and a surprisingly strong tank. It's not a popular tank because it's slow and it doesn't have a turret. Most people don't like tank destroyers unless they do like massive damage. This doesn't. It's more like a fast-firing gun, but this is a very solid tank. Whatever the last price is, I would say this is a must-have in your garage. Maybe 3K would be nice if it gets down that low. We'll talk about some of the pricing, but it's very possible that it'll get down to 3,000 something and change. I would say maybe even less. So keep your eye out for this one. If it gets low enough, I would say that's a must-have tank in your garage. And the reason I say that is because the T4485 is being sold for 2,500. Wow. Now it's not a very good tank. I'll definitely take the T28 Concept of that. But the Bulldog's last price was I think 3,500. Oh, sorry, the M41D. But this is the strongest of the bunch. It's not maybe the most fun tank, but if you want to bully tanks, this is a great tank against Tier 6 tanks. Oh, forget about it. Forget about it. This tank is a beast. Yeah, you will just giggle all your way to victories, as long as you don't get caught out alone, that is. But anyway, let's finish off these tanks here, and let me get to my other video. The G-Sor. I mean, it's a fun tank. It really is. It's a tank destroyer with a turret. What's not to like? Well, if you like armor and you want to stay alive a little bit, this tank is not the best for that. But other than that, it's fun. I've had some great games in this, really down to the wire stuff, carrying my teams to victory. It's not selling out that quickly. I think you can wait for it to drop to its lowest price, which looks like it's going to be below 57.50. So maybe you might get lucky and get this around 5K. That would be nice. I'll definitely say that's a good tank if you can get it for 5K. But I think maybe it will stop at 57.50. That's my It's my feeling, my gut feeling. But who knows? It's a decent tank. I really enjoy it. I think it's an underrated tank, and you can have a lot of fun in it. But this is a tank I really want to talk about, the Chimera. I mean, it's a quintessential tier 8 medium tank. It's just a very strong tank even today. And it's pretty much a better WZ122TM. It just got added today. That's why it's 10,000, which is ridiculous. It drops by 1,500 tomorrow, which is good. I don't see them selling out because it's a little bit old, and a lot of people have picked it up in previous auctions or crates or whatever. I do see this going down to maybe 7K at that price. It's a solid tank. I mean, I've seen better deals. The best deal I've ever seen was a T54 Shark for, I think it was 5K, or the T77 for 5K. That's unbeatable. That's the best deal I've ever seen in these auctions. Will it get down low? I can't say. As I said, they've started to put the prices a little bit higher to start off with, so they don't get as low, unfortunately. But hey, if you want to pick up a tank, a legendary tank in tier 8, this is the one I would definitely say you got to pick up. And at 57.50, this is not a bad price. 5K would be better, but I definitely think that's a worthwhile tank picking up. If you want the Chimera, but you just want to get a deal on a tank right now, it's not going to be lower than this. It's only going to be up for 21 hours now and counting. So now's your chance to get it. If you don't, oh well, no big deal. It's not the end of the world. You can always get it next time or next year, but it's definitely an opportunity to pick it up if you've always wanted it. I like both of these tanks. This feels more like a heavy version of this. Armor's a little bit better, but it's slower. This is more of a carry tank, I find, generally speaking, just because its maneuverability gets it out of harm's way a little bit faster than this, so you can kind of get stuck in one position with the tank. Very fun tank, though. So I definitely think these are close to must-have tanks, but if you got to choose one, I would go for the Chimera first, and then I would go with the G-Saw over here, and then this one third, actually, just because these two tanks are very similar in play style, so I prefer the G-Saw for variety, but yeah, maybe it's your chance. And lastly, the T4485. Yeah, 2.5. I mean, for a tier 7 tank, that's not bad. That's the price I'm looking for when I buy a tier 7 tank in the auction. But is it a tank you want? No, not really. I don't think it is. It's okay. It's like a T44. If you really love the T44, then you'll like this tank, I guess, because it's pretty much the same, a tier lower. The reason it's selling is because it's so low. And again, it's not going to get lower than this. So if you wanted the tank, now's your time to pick. Now's your chance to pick it up. I would say give this a pass. Just save your gold. I managed to save up a little bit of gold because I bought the subscription. So slowly adding to that. So I'm hoping to get some good tanks in the coming days, but I can't predict what's going to be there. I did have a think. I do expect you'll see the VK9001 and possibly the AMX M454 or maybe the Stratswagen K in the next round of tanks. Tier 9 tank, you might see the Object 752. You may see, what else is there in Tier 9? Who knows, they might put in the Ritter. I don't know. Tier 8, I think we might see the Shark, we might see the T77. What's it? Maybe WZ111, maybe K2 for people who missed it earlier this year. Type 57, those sort of tanks I think will be coming. And I wouldn't be surprised that now you're going to see maybe the Drac and the Helsing. Oh, did we already see the Helsing? I forget. I have to check my notes. But we haven't seen the Drac yet. So I do expect it to appear probably this coming Friday or the week after that. Maybe the Predator tanks, Vindicator, those two. And what else have we got? Maybe WZ120 GFT because they did it last year. So there are still some tanks that are coming. Hopefully they put something like a Senlac in. It's not a great tank, but it's a newer tank. It would be nice to have some of those newer tanks that people haven't had a chance to get yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I'm going to go make a video. I think you can enjoy this one. just something that's been bugging me recently, and I want to know your thoughts. So that's what I got for you today. I'll see you tomorrow. Snugs on Blitz, out.